A lot of people think Expo is quote unquote a black organization. Expo is not a black organization. Yes, their main focus is supporting those in the African American community. There's nothing wrong with that. But Expo is a celebration. That's why it's called Summer Celebration.
Welcome to another episode of the Black Briefing Podcast. I am one of your hosts, Samantha Douglas.
I'm WildStyle Pichelle.
And I am Greg Merriweather.
You hear him try to super pronounce that L? You hear him try to It's still WildStyle for show.
For show.
He tried to put that L on there hard. You tried.
You tried it.
And I got caught.
You tried it. You tried it.
Y'all should have seen it from the side how I could see it. It was like, Pichelle.
Yeah, we heard that.
Okay. Y'all. So
Ooh,
it's been a time, ain't it? It's been what's been
Man.
like 2 weeks? 2.5 weeks?
2 years.
2 years.
It's been a minute.
In political time. My
Oh, yeah.
God,
Time's
today.
been flying. Yeah.
And community stuff. Like, it's just been so thick. But how are y'all doing, though? Y'all good?
Good. Busy.
I've
Busy.
been better. I've been better.
How's your mental health? Everything good?
Oh, that's taking a hit.
Yeah.
It's taking a hit.
Agreed. Yeah.
What's the worst?
Oh, geez.
It's at the top of the list.
The violence, because
Oh, yeah.
I knew some of them, and then just like reading the stories,
Yeah.
reading the stories, and like how this insanity started. It's just sad.
The top of the list for me is
I used to
the
be sad.
Predators.
Now it makes me angry.
That
Because I
too.
know that, like, the stuff that's, like, involved now, like how we got here. So now it, like, makes me angry. What was you about to say?
The Predators are probably at the top of the list.
Oh,
for me.
my God, today.
Yeah. Just
Shoo.
how violence, just how all this just stimulates so many predators. It just
Yeah.
really disturbs me.
It's, do you remember the song Racks on Racks on Racks? That's like allegations on allegations on allegations.
Yeah.
It's like, they're just like piling up.
Yeah.
Against everybody.
It's turning into the firm. If you recall, that's the story of like they got compromat blackmail material on everybody to keep them like nobody leaves the firm.
Yeah.
Jesus, Mary and
real.
Joseph. It is just,
That's real.
it's hot. But I wanted to check in because things have been thick, and I don't think we check in on our black men enough.
Agreed.
And so, the black men that are accountable.
Yeah.
Inside joke, but maybe you should post a video.
I should post that video about unaccountable black men. Did you watch it?
No.
I told you to watch it.
It was worth it. It was worth
so worth it.
I didn't know where it was going for the longest. I was like, wait a
It was
minute.
so good.
Oh, no.
Oh, it was so good.
Oh, it was outrageous.
I may have watched it.
Or some chair.
Yeah, I think I did watch some of it.
Yeah, you have to watch all
you
of
got to
it.
watch all of it.
'Cause
That's
it's-
why I
it
said
takes
watch it to
twists.
the end.
I was like, ooh.
Oh man, it's so good. It's so good. Please watch it. But anyway, and I'll tag it just so y'all know what we're talking about. I'll let y'all in on the inside joke. But as usual, we're here with way more topics than we should pack into this time frame. But we're gonna do it though, and we're gonna do it well. And I mean, we're gonna start with Greg and WildStyle being on a press tour. A full press tour.
Unintentional.
I don't know if you guys have seen it, but they are finally putting in some work on this podcast. I'm just playing. I'm just playing. But Greg was on the I Create podcast.
Yeah.
Greg was on Cameron Riddle's show.
Yeah.
WildStyle was on Cameron Riddle's show.
Yeah.
WildStyle was on Lead Your Lineage podcast.
I was even on John Schmidt's show.
Okay,
Was it?
John Schmidt.
I was on the
know that.
Mouthwash show Tuesday night. Yeah, on a Tuesday.
Oh my goodness.
WildStyle. Greg was on a panel with some single people. I don't
Oh,
know.
that was on that was at Martin for Trip Fontaine.
Oh yeah, Trip Fontaine
Okay.
event. He was on there.
Yeah.
How'd that go?
Mm-mm.
It was
No,
sorry.
let's not lead
Oh,
us astray.
Lord.
Sorry.
Oh, okay.
You know what? I'll say this. I think a lot of people that came, it was of course it was predominantly women.
Mm-hmm.
I think they came believing that Trip was gonna have that, what is it? The show he was on late night. or something conversation.
Tonight's conversation, something like that.
He was nothing. He did none of that.
Really?
Yeah.
What'd he do?
He said, a lot of people wanted to talk about relationships. He's like, let's talk about what's wrong with our people.
Oh, shoot.
Okay.
And it literally, it sounded like a Greg Merriweather rant. I was pleased.
He took the wind out of their sails.
Yeah, because it was funny because he was saying everything that gets said all the time. And it's interesting when you watch people from Indianapolis eat that stuff up, but then go back to being the same way they normally are.
Yeah, that's my issue.
I can't stand watching it. It disturbs my soul.
Well, so I'm going to put all the links, y'all, in the description so y'all can see the press tour they were on. I was left out because folks don't love me as much, I guess.
I don't know. He was offered to come.
She was offered to come.
I just couldn't do it, y'all. I'm doing all the things. We're starting our quality of life planning out here. Super excited to do that. But yeah, so I've just been busy, y'all. Just been busy. But just wanted to throw that out there. They were definitely on their press tours. I'll put all the links because obviously these guys are amazing no matter where they're at. And so I'm sure all of them are worth watching. I've only seen some of the Cameron Riddle one. I haven't seen. And obviously a very funny clip of Greg on I Create podcast. I haven't watched them all yet, but I'm sure they're great. Okay.
I like the I Create. Shout out to them. Those guys.
They dope. I was on there last year.
Dope.
Yeah, Mike is cool.
Yeah.
He shot some stuff for Lover League before. Greg was on there wilding as usual. Okay, so if y'all want to hear him on there wilding, definitely do that. I know y'all saw our intro, and we'll get to that later in the show.
Yeah,
we'll get to that later in the show. So we're gonna start with the city's using time as a tactic. So. After all of the violence downtown, I want to speak specifically here because it's been violence all over the city for years, including downtown, I feel like. But since this most recent one downtown, they have decided to enforce the curfew. And also last night at a city council meeting, talk about moving up that curfew as well, because I guess with the state currently, the curfew is 1 a.m. for the weekend, and what's it, 11 for the week?
Yeah, 11 for the week.
And so they're trying to move it up to 9 p.m. during the week, and Sunday through Thursday, and then Friday and Saturday, 11 p.m. for the youth.
Go home.
So not just are they introducing a curfew though? This weekend, so this is before the curfew can take effect because it has to be voted on. It won't be in effect till next month. This weekend, though, they are doing what they call a unification center. Okay, so this weekend they will be getting the kids. I guess like kind of corralling them up. I don't know.
The ones that are still down there after
the ones that are still down there
the 1 p.m. curfew.
After the 1 a.m. curfew, yes. The ones that are still down there after the 1 a.m. curfew, and they are going to take them to the city county building where there'll be a bunch of like youth organizations and resources and things there, helping deal with the kids basically until their parents can come pick them up. If their parents can't come pick them up, there's going to be resources to help mitigate that. Like if there's an actual problem, like reason why they can't. But if not, if the trusted adult can't come get these kids, then there's going to be steps after that, I guess. So
I wonder what those steps are.
I've heard, but I didn't hear this.
Ain't coming.
Somebody else has told me DCS would get involved.
Okay.
However,
then the DCS can't get involved. They don't have the capacity.
I was gonna say I didn't hear that last night though at the city council meeting. So this was last night for us. We're recording on Thursday, so last night for us was Wednesday night. So they had a public safety and community criminal justice, public safety and criminal justice committee meeting for the council. And so I went last night because I wanted to hear certain folks speak. They had some of the youth resources there speaking. They were trying to cut Sade out, boy. And Leroy spoke up and was like, nah, have her come up here and speak.
Leroy. Okay.
He sure did. And gave her flowers for her work.
A positive Leroy story.
Listen,
more of that.
I have a few positive Leroy stories from last night. Now, a very big, not positive one But there was.
That's the Leroy.
Now we get back on track. That's the Leroy I know. Yeah, let's get back on track, Leroy. That's what I'm talking about.
He was giving speakers more than the 2 minutes. Did you just hear what I said? He was giving the speakers more than the 2 minutes. So the buzzer went off.
Vop gonna have him thrown out the next meeting for doing
it. They're gonna vote him out the caucus.
They got more than 2 minutes. And he was also like, it got a little lawyery in the middle. And I was telling them before, it got a little lawyery in the middle. And he was really intentional about slowing things down, getting more explanation so everybody can be clear about what they're voting on, what they're deciding. Blah, blah. I thought that was very good of him, especially as a chair of the meeting. I think that's kind of what you want of a leader in that moment. I think one of the rough things is that when Rick Snyder got up to speak, obviously, it's his job to worry about the officers. So him going hard on, protecting the officers or whatever doesn't bother me as much as just how just sick it makes me. Regardless, I don't know how to put that into words.
Snyder wasn't worried about protecting the officers when his officer goes and like roughs up a guy with a gun in his pocket and like shoots him with pepper balls. Like
That's a fact.
You didn't say, hey, I think my officer put himself and everybody else at risk by doing this. Did you, Rick Snyder?
No, he didn't. That's a fact. 100%. So he gets up there and he makes his case talking about how these officers are blah, 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 and all of this. And if they do this with these kids, and then it's going to be that, and then they're going to have lawsuits. And then before they can even this, there's going to be that. And he was talking about the need. He said officers had lost trust with the council. They've just betrayed them so many times, outside of all of the budget increases and all of the, But
join the club of people that have lost confidence in the council.
So, and then he says that they want them to underscore what's it called?
Indemnity.
Indemnity.
My dad was an insurance salesman at one point.
Okay, so that word. So basically, the city has to do an ordinance to move up the curfew because the curfew is actually set by state legislation, and state legislation is going to take precedent over an ordinance, but it can temporarily be put in place, which that's why if you guys seen the 120 days thing, that's why it's there. It's going to be temporarily set in place, and then they'll reevaluate and decide if it needs to be extended or not or whatever, but they can only make temporary changes like with these ordinances because it's a state law. And that, say the word, is in the state legislation already. Okay. So Rick Snyder is saying they want to underscore, they think it should be mentioned in this legislation. One of the attorneys there last night was saying, it's listed in the state takes precedence. We think it's redundant to include it, blah, blah, blah. When the council actually asked their representation, which is the black woman, the older black woman, I can't remember her name right now.
I don't think I know her.
She's always sitting up there next to Greg Stowers.
I never can see that far.
Oh, okay. So, when they asked their council, she said, it is already there. However, she said through time, though, sometimes when they're looking back, sometimes there's questions like, why was it included in one place and not in another? And sometimes it can become a thing. So she was like, and kind of like do with that what you will. And so Leroy was just like, well, if it'll make the officers feel better and it's already there anyway, it doesn't change anything. We might as well just vote to pass it. So why don't we just vote to pass it? And so that's what they did.
So if it's redundant, what's the point of even having this conversation?
Exactly. That's the important thing, y'all. These people, they wanted to underscore protecting the police through these interactions.
Because indemnity is like responsibility in a lawsuit. So
yes. And this is the thing. If these the other attorney, the white guy, who wrote this proposal or is presenting this proposal, rather, the one who's presenting this proposal from the city is just like, he was like, if these officers, I mean, you're protected legally, period. Like if you're doing your job, you know what I mean? Like if you're doing your job as an officer, you know what I mean? So it was like, it was very, I don't know, it felt very much so. They made it seem like it was just, oh, we might as well just, but to me,
maybe having them both in there cancel each other out.
I was like,
I'm not an attorney, so
to underscore, when there's violence in the city, and you got children killing children. And when we're talking about the handling of those children, you want to underscore the protection of the police. That is rough. Okay. That was I was
kids,
in there.
You on your own.
You are on your own. That's
holistically on your own.
Holistically.
Oh my God.
It's like I'm
just terrible.
baffled that we even talk about kids being out at 1:00.
I mean, when IMPD and OPHS comes together with a more holistic plan in our city council, kids, you are on your own. Your leadership has failed you. They don't care if you live or die in Indianapolis. They just don't care.
It's hard to argue.
That's a hard one, WildStyle, because at some point I have to care whether I live or die. Right?
Well.
I think we kind of...
Okay, but I'm going to push back on that though, Greg, because this is the thing. If my life has become a prison, I don't feel like I have freedom or value why would I value or feel like my life is worth something when every single system I encounter tells me I ain't shit?
But I tell you another thing.
Hell, that's part of being black.
It is, but I'm saying though, but how do we expect these kids though to confront those things on a regular basis and then turn around and feel like, oh yeah, I'm just so jazzed about life. But like, that's just not.
But here's another issue. Like to your point, Greg, is yes they should, but city council gets paid.
That's a fact.
To care. So I think they should give.
That's true.
All the kids a city council salary and probably come up with better laws, better governance of this city, and give those kids an incentive to care about this.
I just honestly, I think that we're not changing the mentality of people.
That's a fact.
No, that's true.
And until we get to a place of changing the minds, you can have all the stuff you want.
So, yeah,
it ain't if my mind ain't right, it's like I ain't feeling it. It's gonna be what it is until I change my mind.
Ideas have been kicked around about like providing spaces for these kids and stuff like post curfew and all this stuff. Not just an event, like an ongoing thing.
It needs to be ongoing. Like these kids are growing up.
Well, and part of my challenge with that is what Greg just said. Because long term, so in the immediate, right, we're getting the kids off streets, we're putting them in safer spaces that are controlled by adults, cool. Long term, though, what does this do? Because I do think I was telling Ralph this last night. I was like, when the police chief made his statement, I wholeheartedly agreed for the parents that applies to.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
You know what I mean? I think one of our challenges is we're looking at a situation where they feel like most parents are in that position.
Yes.
And they are not.
That's not
agreed.
I think it's more so like a 3-way split of like, you got some parents who are like them, right? They're just absolutely not plugged in. These kids wish they were seen and parented well. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Then you have some kids who are, I mean, y'all, they are so far gone.
Facts.
That these parents are probably afraid of these kids, like legitimately, like they can't do nothing about them.
Yeah.
Like they're praying to God that they just come home.
And this isn't new. I remember this as a kid. There were people kids in the neighborhood, they was running the house.
And then you have one more category where you have parents who they want to be there for their kids and they can't, whether it's addiction or whether it's working 50,000 jobs or whether it's their own like depression or mental health situation or anything like that. Right. I think we're dealing with a mix. I think it's like in thirds like that too, if I'm being honest.
Is.
So when you get it, you get this mixed bag and you don't want to make blanket statements like that puts those other two categories in that one because you won't get the right solution. But to Greg's point though, for that one category of parents where you need to you just need to step up and do your job because these kids didn't ask to be here.
Sure.
For those, we're enabling them by creating these spaces where it just encourages them to continue to just not be a parent. So,
but the ugly part is,
I'm saying, what's the right mix? I guess is what I'm saying.
But the ugly part is, when we think about it, it's like you talk about, okay, one, you talk about parental neglect. Okay, we got that. But then then it's like the polar opposite is people opening their arms to these kids who only want them because they're gonna make money off of them.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
It's a polar opposite.
I got a feeling soon we're going to be able to talk about that.
It's like, it's the polar opposite. It's like they only want these kids. People are literally creating organizations to get paid. Yes. It's not about fixing the issue.
Yes. There are issue chasers. Like, I don't know if y'all have realized this, but there are several people. So there's and I want to draw a distinction because when we start having these conversations, so right now I'm helping to plan a lock-in that's going to come up, right? Because I don't think these kids have the same kind of things that we had. And we just want to, and I just want to prove a concept, but I partnered with a youth organization that I can hand this off to, because I'm not a youth. I don't do youth. I don't do that stuff with my nonprofit. It's not what I do. And so I partnered with them to like hand it off to them, and y'all can, you know what I mean? I'll help you get legs under it, and then y'all can just go, right? And my problem is with the organizations will shift like there'll be a youth organization, but as soon as there was food deserts and stuff, now they're dealing with food security. And then there was apartments doing people wrong, and now they're in tenants' rights because that's where there's money in housing. And then, now we need economic development, and all of a sudden now they're doing home ownership classes and teaching you. It's like, hold on now.
So I have a question. What is it? And I'm older, but what is it that they don't have that we had?
They don't have spaces that are open after 8:30.
What space did we have?
The rink.
I had arcades. No, I swear to you, I would be out. Greg, I kid you not. I would be at the arcade with one of my boyfriends till like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning.
So here's the problem. It's somewhere we failed because I didn't have that.
You didn't have the rink.
No,
the West rink that I skated.
The West rink was open, but it wasn't. The West rink was open, but it wasn't.
The East rink, the West rink.
How old are you, Greg?
52. So
the OGs, I skate with people your age. And they tell me that they was in there.
They still skated.
They was in there.
But that was a group. That wasn't the vast majority. The vast majority of people couldn't even get to the rink. So when you think about it,
hundreds of people in there in the 80s.
I'm saying at my age, people was just outside. It wasn't a lot to do.
We were the creative. I wasn't just outside at that time of night.
When I grew up,
I was in somewhere.
When I grew up, and I'm sure when people see this, they'll be like, yeah, we was on Winfield playing two-hand touch, or we went over to the field and played football, or we went. You look now, and you've got empty outdoor basketball courts everywhere. That didn't exist when I grew up.
Yeah,
everybody was at the park playing outside. My parents used to be like, "Go outside," So it was that. So when I look, and I'm saying we didn't have resources. So when I look at these kids got video games, they got TVs in their rooms. They've got all sorts of stuff that we didn't have growing up, and everybody's saying they ain't got nothing to do.
But it makes no sense to me. Because they want to be with each other.
Yes. And that's
just like you.
We wanted to be with each other, but we would go out. We get our little. If one of us had a bike, somebody rode on the handlebars. If you can hold on and put your feet on the screws on the back, somebody held onto your shoulder. You had 3 people riding one bike.
Yeah, I was gonna say
we from that.
I was gonna say make sure that Greg is on his solo cam so I can add a little gray beard and fro and a little cane. Because let me tell you, when I was wrecking, I was walking 10 miles to school.
All I'm saying, why is it that we act like these kids don't have nothing to do? Whereas when we talk about simple,
they don't have that comparison. Though
they do not have the
same
stuff. They
don't have that comparison, and they don't have access to things
you're not
do.
That much older than me. I know things ain't changed that much.
They can't read.
They couldn't read back then either.
Please.
They could not read back then.
We was reading the literacy. I wish we could go look at the literacy rate.
We can. I've seen it.
You think it's worse from my era?
Oh, it was terrible.
Please.
It was terrible.
Kids can't even write cursive.
Do you know that
It's like go learn something.
we didn't get to like above 50% of kids even graduating high school until 1970.
Kids can't even read.
People like what people say about
these old niggas be thinking they know some stuff.
Boy,
They be thinking they know some stuff.
That's what be tripping me
I'm just
out.
playing.
It's
I
like we look at a whole generation of
for. They couldn't blast it. I looked at the stats.
The fact of the matter is, this is the thing. You can look at this stuff and make comparisons, but you're no longer a kid, though.
Yep.
So the problem is they can't be grateful for something that they have no context in which to be grateful for. Like they don't know.
But we are literally
they don't have the
feeding bad minds.
No, I don't think so.
And saying, y'all need something to do. And they're going to say, cool, we're going to lock in and do the same stuff we do when we on the streets.
That's not true.
No, you can't do that.
You can't.
How can you not?
Because you won't be able to. One, you won't be able to bring no guns up in here. That's one. That's one of the most critical
that's like
things.
saying you can't bring a gun in the club.
No.
Who gonna pat them down?
Generally,
who you mean who gonna pat them? Somebody's patting and wanding these kids down.
They do it at the rink every session.
Yes.
They do it at the rink every session.
Has somebody died yet at the rink?
No.
This year?
No.
Last year?
Nobody ever got shot in the rink.
Man.
Ever. Like,
I'm
I
just
I ain't gonna say ever. You had some shootings back in the day at the rink.
Well, now, was the rink there or was it not there?
The rink wasn't there.
I didn't say that.
Was it there or was
What
it
I'm
not
saying,
there?
it was the rink used to bump really heavy, like after like Thanksgiving, like certain holidays back in the day, every Sunday. But I mean,
so weekly.
I mean weekly.
Hold on, Greg.
But hold on, hold on.
You killing us.
Hold
man.
on. Again, what you're saying is that is a social group. We know this. Skaters is a group. That is not the vast majority.
No, I was not a skater. We would be in the rink
That's you.
to be in the rink.
That's not real.
Back in the day, most of the people that came to the rink
Most
was
Negroes
dancing.
don't get out their neighborhood.
They were dancing.
Y'all
the rink had to make them put on roller
These
skates
girls,
at
and
one
let
point.
me go ahead and bust this bubble for y'all too. Let me go ahead and bust this bubble for y'all too, because y'all keep trying to make it seem like these kids are so much worse. There was booties all over these boys all weekend, every weekend, as I was a teenager the whole time. Okay,
I mean, y'all was the start of the crack.
Didn't nobody do it before.
Oh, because wasn't no booty on y'all.
Nah, we wasn't like that.
Got it.
We wasn't like that.
Also,
all this
got
nastiness started in y'all's generation.
I want to say something.
Wow. So the Freakniks was our generation.
Nah, it wasn't, because we was older.
Oh, okay, exactly.
But we were older. Freaknik was like college and all that. Yes, absolutely.
No, but
when
there
we
was booties on niggas in high school.
You had some different level discipline back in the day.
Middle school.
That wasn't happening in our schools. No, you didn't.
Also, since
Lies
I'm
and
the stats
propaganda.
guy, I want to say that.
Yeah, right.
52.
2 Live Crew.
Yeah. Listen.
Exactly.
They was doing that stuff. They did that stuff.
For the 99 and the 2000.
Don't
Girl,
do
you
that.
working with some.
Don't
what?
do that. Don't do that. Because when I grew up, it was
2 Live Crew.
Rakim and all of that.
2 Live Crew.
Did you ever listen to Uncle Luke?
Uncle Luke.
I thought it was trash.
How do you know who he is?
I thought 2 Live Crew was trash.
Greg's so full of it.
I'm done talking about it.
Greg's so full. Exactly.
Done talking about it.
Exactly.
You can't tell these people nothing.
Which by the way,
which feeds into
you know how I know he's lying. You ever go to these skating rinks and they start bringing stuff up from 80s, early 90s rap, and you see all these older women,
people, they the ones out there
start pranking out and throwing ass. Okay,
every time, every time.
They was them was the problem chick.
And you weren't a problem dude.
I was not. I didn't become a problem until my 20s. And it was a blur.
Okay. So a lot of people have criticism for this curfew and this reunification center. If I'm being totally honest, I understand all of the criticism and all of this stuff, but this is what I'll say. When we were 2 weeks out from All-Star WNBA weekend, and it's Black Expo weekend this weekend and stuff. Well, we were 2 weeks out from this. We were looking at a spades hand, y'all, with a 2 of spades and like everything under 8. Yeah, like it was already bad.
Board.
I think this is okay. I don't think it's top tier, but what I like is some of the intentionality that I'm seeing through this that I have not seen before. Like I mean, I've gotten multiple calls from multiple people where they're piecing together all of these different resources to make sure that this thing goes well, that these kids are handled as safely as possible, and then we get them back to their homes. Now, it doesn't mean that everything's going to go perfectly or nothing, but what I'm saying, WildStyle talks about this a lot, but what I'm seeing is good planning. I'm seeing good planning.
And when you're talking about IMPD handling this, that is the best planning. IMPD is men with guns. So if this is, you don't want men with guns overhandling your kids.
That's a fact.
So this is actually the best, especially ones that IMPD that is short like 100 officers. Mm-hmm. They're all working a whole bunch of overtime, and they literally do not have the capacity to enforce a curfew probably throughout all of downtown, let alone the entire city. So when you're looking at that capacity, you're looking at the fact that a curfew sweep, we don't have I think somebody said there's like 18 beds at the Juvenile Justice Center right now. You're looking at all of these capacity issues.
18? I thought it was.
No, it's supposed to be more, but supposedly
right now
I heard
it's 48 or something.
There's only 18 available now.
It's only 18 available now.
That's crazy, Bert.
That's what I heard. I don't know the facts, but I know it's not over 50 beds anyway.
No,
it was never planned to be over 50.
Yeah.
So
but that's because everybody's getting waived to adult.
Yeah, well, that's
a whole nother story.
I want to highlight, and I want to highlight at this point, there's nothing like it's not a legal case or anything. There's no escalation. That was something that IMPD emphasized last night. That because it just be like this ordinance violation or this curfew violation. They had a name for it. I'm
going to start an organization called the Butt Whooping Center.
Oh, my God.
And be like, what'd you do? Drop a mouth over here.
And you're gonna find all these IMPD officers signing up to volunteer. You might be able to get Rick Snyder out there himself.
Listen, I'm like, man, the discipline is just gone, and it's
a status offense. That's what it's called. Status offense.
I told you I didn't break curfew till I was a senior.
Okay,
and it wasn't nice.
What was you doing?
Greg wasn't caught breaking curfew until he was
I didn't break curfew till my senior year.
Yeah, he wasn't caught until his senior year.
Yeah.
That's why you didn't do it before.
I still did it, but I was just like, at that point, I was like, so it's a whoop.
There was a few areas of concern when Assistant Chief Wally was up there speaking about how this process is going to go. So they were talking about how like they're going to like secure these juveniles and basically they're going to have to arrest them to take them to the city county building. They were saying because anytime they take them into custody, they have to put something on them.
Yeah.
And so
to transport them.
Yes. And so that is going to happen. So we can say that ahead of time. They will be put in cuffs or zip ties or whatever until they're taken to the city county building. And then the other thing is he said they're looking for specific behaviors that draw attention to these youth. I didn't like that. I did not like hearing that. But I'm assuming because they did not clarify and nobody asked what these specific behaviors are.
It's going to be a front-facing book bag. Anybody that's
ski
mask, a ski mask, and probably hoodies on in hot weather.
Or they call it the Pusheisty mask. That
Pusheisty
kind of stuff
in the summertime.
The Shiesty mask. What else? One of them at one point he did say though, like them literally fighting, like if they're fighting.
I mean,
WildStyle is like it's part of being a child.
It is part of being a child, but
it's also obvious.
It's obvious.
That is not a good standard.
Yes, it's obvious that you need to go handle that.
That is not part of. That's not part of it. WildStyle.
It absolutely is, and so
that is a low standard.
It's a.
We can't say, all right, y'all gonna fight.
No, immature. When you're immature, a lot of times you will resort to violence. You want to see how that happens? Look at a 2-year-old who will smack you because they didn't get what they wanted, or they'll throw like that, or they'll throw something. Yes, they do.
Wouldn't. We're supposed to use the toilet.
Man,
we put small children in diapers for a reason.
That's a fact.
There is an expectation of certain levels of behavior at certain stages.
At certain ages, yes.
I do not expect fights.
I do. I've
Bull
seen it my
crap.
entire life.
It's been our whole life. My mom is in her 60s. They talk about the fights that they would have growing up. My brother's is 50. He talks about the fights at tech and stuff. There's like this,
but that was a certain group of people.
I
can look right now. I can tell you, it's like back in the day. When people fought at school, you knew those people. Most of those people that we looked at today, or the people who went to prison, it wasn't normal. We can never look at that and say, that's gonna happen, or that's okay. It's not okay.
My OGs at the rink went to tech and talk about they had zones at tech and they was fighting, and he older than you.
The second floor of Washington High. Come on,
the women that I watched fight in school are not in prison.
Well.
I got suspended in school for fighting.
Damn,
never been to jail.
Facts.
Well, I can't say that.
Same. I've been suspended from school for fighting. I've never been to jail.
Praise God. I cannot tell that story.
We're talking about a culture that's been here for a very long time, is what I'm saying, and just immaturity. It's not even just a culture. It's immature. You get to a place where you are no longer mature enough to ignore the fact that because this is what makes me mad, is you act like as an adult you haven't been violent.
I have.
Okay. So then I bet
it was wrong. At the end of the day,
yes, we're not saying it's not wrong.
It's like when you go in these therapy and they say, was that Big Greg or Little Greg? That was Little Greg. It's real.
You're out of control.
It's like that's real.
What?
And so at some point you when you revert.
But why do they call it Little Greg?
Because you're reverting to childlike behavior.
Oh, childlike behaviors like fighting.
Hold on, I did. But but at the end of the day, it's like,
what are we talking about?
At the end of the day, we can't say that's standard.
No, we're not saying.
We're not diapers on a baby because you
tired of you in this diaper,
I'm
baby.
serious. That's the clearest example.
No, not Greg.
You gonna learn.
You gonna learn today.
You gonna learn.
You gonna get in and clean it up too.
And that's a fact. That's a fact.
Y'all mess.
Clean it up. We gotta have one of your kids on here one time.
Yeah, absolutely.
We got
talk to them about. Because we got questions. Because you're out here tripping.
Like, hey, bro, that don't fly.
Wow. Okay, so it wasn't just so lots of people spoke. Larry Vaughn spoke. I actually have a quote from him because I thought it was absolutely ridiculous. He said, yes. He said, these kids don't care about what's happening in this room, which I agree with.
True.
Yes.
But then he said, they're trying to get a white officer to injure or kill them so their family can get a settlement. What is it? I don't know what happens in this man's brain.
He's a character.
He is fried. Y'all, when I tell y'all, you remember them where they bust the egg in the frying pan? This is your brain on drugs? Let me tell you, that man's brain is fried, baby. Fried, died, and laid to the side.
I think he gets paid for
that. He comes in there with the paper hat on and the sign, and y'all, it is just
the shirt that
insanity.
Says
he didn't wear that last night.
It would not be the same. Indianapolis would not be the same without Larry.
Would not.
Agree.
It wouldn't.
It's good.
It wouldn't. It was wild. But there was also a lady who I think she said she worked at Shortridge. She came up saying she has ideas and stuff, saying that she's lost kids that were in her program and she would love to have help with getting funding and stuff. A few of the counselors let's connect her to some resources, whatever.
How you get a resume with dead kids and then ask to get some more to die?
Oh my goodness.
No, she works with kids that go to Shortridge. She don't pick and choose.
But did she say that she had kids in her watch today?
Because kids that have gone to that go to Short Reach have died. No, she doesn't. She doesn't pick and choose these kids.
Okay. I heard that a certain way.
Yeah.
Because if
it
you're
sounded
not working,
like the programs we hear where people
that was
say,
not how I was trying to set that up.
And I'm like, why are they giving you money?
Yeah, no, that's not how I was trying to set that up. Sorry, no.
We're clear.
Yeah, okay.
I hope the sister gets the funding she needs.
Me too. But yeah, so we're here. There was a lot of talk about parent accountability, especially by Boots and Maori.
I'm sure.
And like we talked about before, I think y'all these are a variety of things. We're going to have to attack this at different angles. I think there is space for accountability for some parents, but I think we need to be careful on how we do that. Because
you're going to be the parent that had the kids in the streets fighting until 1 o'clock in the morning.
Well, we could be forcing these kids.
Come on home.
We could be forcing these kids back
in front of my house.
You refereed it.
I did. So the boy was going to go grab his gun out of the car door, and
This is why you don't fight.
The car door.
You're a violence interrupter.
I was that day. I came out.
Get him a check. Call the mayor right now. Get him a check.
And because he said the boy snitched on him. He was going by on a bike.
So you told him, nah, don't get the gun.
But we blocked him.
I'll just referee.
And I refereed the fight.
That was an eye gouge.
Swear to God.
It was an eye gouge.
Stop. No eye gouging. No biting.
And the boy that tried to get the gun got whooped. But he was okay with it.
How in the heck are you the referee named WildStyle? I can't make this up.
Anyway, I was actually making a serious point.
Oh, sorry.
Before that, I'm saying we want to be careful because we don't want to be forcing these kids back into abusive situations or harmful situations either. Because we know there are some parents that are going to take this stuff too far because they feel like there is some kind of consequence now, and that's going to get translated to violence with these children in their home. Because let's be clear. Violence outside the home is also an indicator of violence inside the home.
It often is.
And so
fighting kids.
So we gotta
parents beating on each other, beating on the kids, all sorts of stuff.
So there's no conflict resolution.
Long-term approach. Right. Long-term approach. I think long-term, we're gonna have to continue to serve these whole families. We have to serve whole families if we're going to shift culture. We're not going to be able to do anything in the short term. But for all of those who have, concerns and criticism for this plan, I get it. But I think on short notice, this is probably around the best we were going to get to in 2 weeks.
Because we have other bodies.
I don't like painting the
roses. More.
I know.
I hate painting roses.
I know. Me too.
It's like the city is now all of a sudden you see people outside cleaning parks and everything else, because All-Star we can come in and all of a sudden, once that's over, we back to normal? All right, back to potholes and dust and everything else foolish. But because All-Star weekends is over.
But also people will have to understand, like, if they got on here and lied about this curfew, understand that what you talking about, that whole curfew thing would be over.
Absolutely.
When the NBA
it will be
packs up.
It will be.
From what I heard last night. Well,
we'll report about it if it does.
We'll see. But from what I heard last night, it seems like they're at least trying to just get through this summer and then figure out what'll happen. Yeah, now we all know that that's playing a huge role in this.
This is mama and
we
daddy
all know
saying,
that.
Because
don't get out here and embarrass me.
There's been more violence everywhere else in the city. Like, I mean, people have just been slaughtering each other versus downtown.
Yeah, don't go out here and embarrass me. This is all this is. There's money to be made. If this goes off without a hitch, there's more money to be made.
Other long-term solutions, other things Rick Snyder brought up last night was that this is also the fault of prosecutors and judges who are making our justice system a revolving door for these kids who are committing serious crimes and not being held or held accountable, not getting sentences, not all of that stuff. So
he says that on everything.
He says it on everything. I wanted to say it because I'm gonna link an article below because there's one where Hogsett defends his records. Snyder calls for a recall vote. He said at least for the prosecutor and judges, and then because Braun came after the mayor saying you better do something about it.
And the prosecutor
do something about it. Yeah, and then Hogsett defends himself, and then Snyder,
Snyder
stuff
should run for prosecutor.
Yeah,
he
if
couldn't. That's what you want to be, dude.
We would. Are you kidding? That'd be a nightmare.
We'll run. Let's see what the people think.
Oh well, yeah. Okay.
Run for prosecutor.
I also thought it was
Goldsmith. Goldsmith was the devil.
Ooh.
He was the devil. He loved.
Kept up. Hey, Stuff was tight though.
There was
Keep it real. We used to be in the streets like you don't want to see ghosts, man.
There was another funny one.
And it was riots when he became mayor, by the way.
When they were talking about solutions, they were talking about part of the problem could be these late night food trucks. I love that WildStyle posted a picture of the gremlins and said, "Don't feed after midnight."
Wow for that one, bro.
I mean, I was reading. I was like, y'all can't be serious. Like the food trucks was too much spicy food.
I'm gonna link that down below too, so y'all can read it. It's
too
just
much
stupid.
habanero.
Yeah, we're not gonna give.
Wow,
we're not gonna give too much time to it, but I just wanted to mention it because I thought it was funny. Okay, next thing up, I'm sure this is why most of you are here.
Oh.
You just couldn't wait to hear what we had to say.
I'm not excited about this.
New but familiar allegations came up against Counselor Keith Graves.
Mm.
Unfortunately, I was not able to have a conversation with him about what I was going to say on this podcast, post these allegations, but I have talked to him about these allegations multiple times. So a woman came out, Lauren Embry. Right, yeah, Lauren Embry. Y'all both looked at me. I thought I was wrong.
No, we're just disappointed.
I know. Accusing him of sexual assault and emotional abuse. Several things. She basically tells a story like they had a consensual relationship.
After he lied about his age. That is a fact, because for those of you who do not know, Keith Graves is almost 60, like 59. 59. And even though I've known and I've been trying to figure out for years, I thought I placed his age around 56 or 57, but based on a lot of other stuff that I've been looking at, but not the way he looks.
That's a fact.
And he still
Nobody believes he's 60.
He still plays basketball every Friday morning.
Black don't crack, and he's definitely put some oil or something on them joints. So, praise God.
And he keeps the hair black.
He definitely found just for men.
Yeah, he does that.
Okay.
He might be natural.
But I don't necessarily. I don't believe that part.
Anyway, let me finish though. So he lies about his age.
I don't believe that.
Okay. Well, I'm just telling you her story, what she wrote.
Yeah.
He lies about his age. They're involved. I don't want to say too much because I feel like I know more than what's in there. But they were involved, y'all. They were involved. They were involved.
Yeah, there's no question.
There was a relationship. There's no question about the fact that there's a
Publicly
relationship.
admitted that.
Yes. Okay. So apparently he did these things during this relationship.
Allegedly.
So apparently when he broke up with her, he told her like he doesn't want a relationship, all of these things, whatever. And then pops up with Autumn not long after. Obviously a very public relationship. What? Everybody knows. I said Lauren Embry.
Okay.
Everybody knows.
Because she wasn't naming herself recently.
Who?
Autumn.
What do you mean wasn't naming herself?
Like in the news reports.
Go ahead, we there now. Let's get it.
Who does it? There was a protective order on record. This is not something that was
okay.
It
just wasn't in the new.
It was a court.
Her name was the person in all.
The other woman. Yeah, they just kept saying the other woman that he had
didn't agree to speak.
She didn't agree to speak. I mean, this is a podcast, y'all. I mean, I could dance around.
Go ahead.
I could say there was another woman, but I mean,
we there now. Let's get it. I'm with it.
It's Autumn. We know this.
Yeah, we do.
We know this.
Everybody knows this.
WildStyle whispering.
The protective order came out publicly during her campaign last year.
Did it?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
In the mic.
I don't know.
Okay, I don't think there's. They had a very public relationship too. Keith Graves and Autumn. I don't know. I don't feel.
It's hard to keep up with Days of Our Lives here.
Well.
Okay, well,
as sands through the hourglass, so
are the days of our lives.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay.
So anyway, all of that happens. We have all these allegations. We all three shared it on our platforms. I shared it below. I actually shared the article where it tells what happens and talks about him stepping down because about like a week later, Was it a week or no? It was like 4 or 5 days, right?
Yeah, it wasn't very long.
Yeah, it was. It was
It
like
wasn't a
maybe
week.
4 days or so later. He stepped down from all of his leadership positions
Not
on
from
the
council.
council,
He's still
not
a
from
counselor.
council. Yeah, and he's still on his committees. He just stepped down from leadership of the education.
Yep, education.
Yeah, so it seemed like I don't know. I couldn't tell if he chose to do that or if they told him to do that. I think it seemed a little bit like Vop took credit, like they had
Vop
him
and
do that.
Maggie seemed to allude that they either told him to step down or forced him to step down.
Okay, that's what I thought too.
I mean, that's the
I'll post
impression.
that
It's
link
not
as well.
explicit, but it's what the impression I got reading it.
That was the impression that I got too. I would have liked it better if he had just stepped down himself. Rather than having pressure from them, but I can't imagine how that conversation goes because I bet they're just chomping at the bit. Somebody wants credit for,
Well, I think some of how he described the relationship in his statement forced them to have to come out and try to take credit for this because his statement did not mount a very good defense of the allegation.
And this one, when I read it, when I seen it, for this one too, we actually had more of like a heads up on this. So this story had been cooking for, a long time. But
we didn't all know the details, and I didn't know what was actually.
I didn't know the details either.
Yeah, so
I didn't know the details either. I just knew there were allegations coming probably for about the last month and a half or so. But I guess there's been like talk behind the scenes of like this stuff for longer than that though.
And when the article came out, it was a lot worse than I was led to believe.
It was. I was thinking it was gonna be a bit more
inappropriate relationship, which it is. It's stupid to be a 50-something-year-old man messing with somebody that's 30 years younger than you.
And that's the point. That's what I'm going to nail him for.
But how?
I'm not quite ready, and I'm going to tell you in a second. I'm not quite ready with the allegations and stuff. I just for some reason with this one, I feel like I want more or I need more. You know what I mean?
There'll be more.
I mean, it's one of those things that I don't think that you're gonna be able to prove a lot of that one way or another. But it is obviously a lapse in his in critical thinking for him to have engaged in any of this.
What I came away from reading that is he did something to this girl.
Yeah,
that's one. That's what I came away from reading.
And if there wasn't a track record of women having issues, then maybe I would feel different. But
or just messing with women half your age that happen to also be in vulnerable times in their life. That does not bode well for somebody who has such imbalance of power and power dynamics.
And in the Democratic Party. This should have never. Anybody with common sense would have not done this as a sitting city councilor to go keep messing with Democratic Party volunteers and precinct people.
That's a fact.
That are 30 years younger.
That's a fact. At the time, he was in his 50s and she was in her early 20s. Don't even try to justify or defend it.
I can't.
I don't see how we look at just it. Let me say this. I don't see how we look at so much of this in so many other realms even outside of politics, where we look at older men and younger women. And then on top of that, it's like, yeah, maybe in the confines of the relationship, there were some bad things possibly. But at the end of the day, him having the ability to date someone grown is somebody dating somebody grown.
I mean, if he's the chairman of
that, his position has nothing to do with it.
Yeah, it is.
It does.
If he's the chairman of the education committee, I expect better. If he's the chairman of Playboy magazine, then
right.
What's
the age difference between Jeff Bezos and his wife?
They're like
significant.
4 years.
Okay, maybe she doesn't, but
it doesn't matter. It's like 4 years. There's not even an age difference there. I would have respected it more if you had brought up a different
bag.
Okay, but when we look and we find, let's say we find people who have spouses 30 years younger than you could look and find women who have spouses 30 years younger than them.
I'll say this, it's not just, it looks weird every time, one. Two, it's not always just the age difference, but notice I said invulnerable. Yes.
Power imbalance.
The power imbalance and the vulnerable times in their life too. Like
everybody black walking is going through a vulnerable time.
It looks like, I'll tell you what it looks like. It looks like he is a way older, it looks like he is a way older man taking advantage and manipulating young women, and that's nasty. Look is nasty. It feels nasty. It sounds nasty, and if it walks, quacks, and all that like a duck, usually it's a duck.
An elected official messing with someone that's 30 years younger in the same party. It's.
But again. It's like
you have to be smarter than this, and you have to be smarter than this.
When Shannon Sharp got caught up, everybody was just like, "What was you doing?"
How old? You're 60 years old, still letting your D make decisions for you?
He's single.
What does that matter? You don't get to abuse people because you're single.
They all didn't think that either.
And this is, listen. Let me say this. This is not me. If what the young lady says is true, then he's wrong. All I'm saying is this. It's like, and this is the other part that we also are not addressing. Men in positions of power attract everybody.
True.
Yes. So you had your pick, and what you picked was girls half your age that you felt like you could manipulate or control?
Maybe it's an ego thing. I don't know. But at the end of the day,
it's wrong regardless.
If you walk outside, and let's get into culture. If you walk outside, there is one culture where 3 generations of women are single: the grandmother, the mother, and the daughter. And everybody's vying for a man. Yeah. And everybody's vying for a man that has some.
Don't go after the daughter. Don't go after the daughter.
Say that, Samantha.
You're 50. Don't go after the daughter. It's not hard.
I don't think that's a fair statement.
53 at the time.
Even though I know that that's not my style, that's not my thing. But I will say this: at the point of her being an adult, I'm from the school of my grandmother. If anything beyond her, her no is illegal.
He was 30 when she was born.
Anything beyond her no is illegal.
He was 30 when she was born.
What does that mean? Greg? She's an adult.
What does that mean?
In the words of my grandmother, she could run faster with her dress up than he can with his pants down. And at the end of the day,
that's disgusting. We are not about to blame
20+
women
years old
for
if
old
she makes
men
the decision of wanting an older man.
Taking advantage.
That's her choice.
We are not about to judge. No, we are not about to blame that on women.
I'm gonna say this:
I 1,000% expect a 50-some-year-old elected official to have more sense than that. Why would a 24-year-old want a 50-year-old man? It happens. There's a various amount of reasons. It's his job to deny her that.
Well, she said that.
Nah, that's grown people.
She said that he said he was 42. First of all,
that's a fact.
How you date? First of all, let's clear that up. I don't get to walk around you for 2 years and say I'm 40. Y'all ain't that silly.
How
ain't
not?
Nobody that silly.
How not?
So I'm in this. So
you have seen him.
So I'm walking. I could not figure out his age.
I've seen him, but that don't mean if I'm
the
dating
credit
you,
I'll
I'm
give
not gonna ride with
is
you.
The skin routine is popping.
So when your birthday popped up, I said, "What? You was 43." Stop.
I don't know.
Cap.
I'm gonna just go by what you tell me.
That man has never told me his age.
Same.
How I knew that he was in his 50s.
So hold on, you just vouching for what I said. He's never told you. I believe, and I've sat, and people will say, you look like you this. And you be like, whatever.
So,
period.
Man, what? Greg, I cannot believe you are caping this hard. I know this is your man.
Nah, that ain't what I'm saying.
But this is wrong.
I'm saying at the end of the day, if people misjudge this person's age, at the end of the day, if you had 2 years with this person, what'd you do when their birthday hit?
Well, she didn't say it. She said that at first that's what he told her. And
so you bring it up 3 years later.
She says
and
that,
you say, "Oh, well, he lied about his age."
She said the article said that she would not have gone there with him had she known that he was not 42.
He was that much older.
Cap.
So my thing is like, for years I couldn't figure out if
you think I can't walk out right now and get a 30.
Yeah, you got
all
money.
day.
I've seen your car
all day.
I've seen your car.
Black King.
No, that's the truck. No, stop it. But that's the problem. That's not fair.
No, it's up to the person who has more wisdom, more maturity. You should say no. This is not this. No.
But when you go and get
30s, leave me alone.
20s,
yeah.
When you
the 20s don't come my way.
Exactly. So when some early you have problems. Here's my thing. I'm not trying to. I can't pass judgment on grades. I don't know what happened.
Thank you. I don't either.
But we don't. But from the things we do know,
you exercise extremely.
I can judge his decision making, and it's
poor.
That's a fact.
That you put
terrible judgment.
You put yourself in a situation to really manipulate her because you had the power, you have the age, you had the wisdom.
Exactly.
All of this, and she's younger than your daughter.
Because what do you want with the 20-some-year-old girl at that point?
Okay.
It was.
I rocks with it. Whatever. At the end of the day,
on the low end, he has terrible judgment. On the high end, he's a sexual assaulter and abuser.
Yes.
It's
that's what. I mean, what? That is the spectrum.
That is the spectrum. It starts with
that's the spectrum
being the base of this.
Tell me that that's not the spectrum. Even he has to come to the fact that this was terrible decision making on his part. It is terrible. And if you're continuing to do this kind of behavior, I would suggest you stop before somebody else comes out. Stop it. Okay. Stop it.
I just don't. Yeah. At once you're an adult, it's like
you gonna cape for your man, whatever.
It ain't gotta do it. My daughter's 28. If I looked up and she had a 50-year-old dude, I'd be like, "Is that what you doing?" Okay.
Wait a minute, you
man.
Greg
is so over.
There's nothing
I don't hear about Greg on the news. I know we gonna hear about you on the news.
Listen, I will say this, and I'll say it to the
28
camera.
and 60.
There is nothing I could do about it.
But you would.
No, I would not.
But you
I'd
would.
Be like, is that what you're doing? Okay.
And you probably take it right to him like, oh, I went to high school. We fought in high school.
Let me meet your kids.
I'm telling you.
Let me meet your kids. Is your daughter married?
No.
Oh, okay. I got something for you.
Yeah. 28. I'll be like, hey, that's what you want.
She brings home a 60-year-old man.
I'll be like, is that what you want?
You so
okay.
Oh my God, Greg, you're so full of it.
You're
so full of it. How can you be so tight about what kids are doing out here in the you're holding kids accountable. No, I'm saying you're trying to hold kids accountable to not fighting, but you won't hold a 60-year-old man to not messing with women that are way, way, way younger than him.
That's
at best.
And women.
Best.
The
best outcome of that.
I don't get into
potential trouble.
At the end of the day, consenting adults.
Let me tell. Hold on,
consenting
baby.
Adults.
Put the camera on me, because let me just tell all of y'all 50-something, 60-something year old, especially black men, because I have a vested interest in seeing y'all do well. Okay, go find you a woman who also has something on the line, something to lose. Okay, both of y'all need something that hey, we're risking things. Being together, working this out and stuff, it's a safer situation for you both. Find a woman who has a little power and security on her own so that you also have it, so that power dynamics are balanced, and then have a healthy and safe relationship.
Yes.
Okay? I do not know how y'all, and I know it's as old as time, but y'all cannot continue to make these horrible decisions and then turn around and expect us to, not believe this or not believe that at this point. Or think it's a conspiracy. Yo, let me tell you, this is terrible. He was trying to buy Wish TV. Dewan got him.
He was in talks with Dewan that week.
I cannot with y'all. But yeah, no, we can't keep doing this. We cannot keep doing this. Protect yourself. Protect yourself.
Yeah.
Protect yourself.
Please.
Like I'm looking at all these people with these 25-year age gaps and living their regular life. I mean,
I don't see that very often.
Okay.
I see it with like super rich
Michael
people.
Douglas is 79. Catherine Zeta-Jones
super
is
rich
54.
People, super rich celebs, like people
25-year age
people that would have
gap.
been on an invite to a Diddy party.
Keep it a buck.
Like,
at the end of the day, we see it every day. And the only people that call it that we can look.
Catherine Zeta-Jones didn't have allegations against him.
But again, We're saying two different things because I said if what is stated is true,
there are outliers.
that's a problem. But him being whatever at 50 and having a 20-something.
No, that wasn't the only case that we made. That's just a point in a larger case.
It's stupid.
But you said the age is a problem.
Yes.
It's not a problem.
It is. And if there was no other problems, it wouldn't be as bad. That could be the only problem.
But it's not a problem.
The problem is that's not the only problem.
But that's
There's
not
multiple
a problem. The
things.
age is not a problem.
Yes, it is.
Age is definitely a problem.
It's definitely a problem.
Age is more than a number,
Definitely a problem.
Age is more than a number.
Not when you're an adult.
Yes, it is.
No.
Age is more than a number.
No.
That's a fact.
No.
That's a fact. But anyway, you see where we're at with this Graves stuff.
This is the biggest thing we disagreed on in the podcast.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably. Because Greg just wants to ride hard for Graves.
I'm not
Now I want to know. Now I want to know what you got up your sleeve. What's going on with you and Graves? Graves done promised you something? He going, what you got?
I'm riding for
an unlocked ATM.
I'm riding for
You got a spot with his financial firm once he's done.
I am riding for adults making adult decisions, and if it's not illegal,
you wanted kids to make adult decisions just a little bit ago.
I don't. I want kids to not mess their lives up,
and we
want adults to not mess their lives
up too.
I'm about to give me a 28-year-old girlfriend.
I would love to see it. No, you're not.
And we go clown too.
No, you're not. Because I'm gonna. He's not gonna do it.
And then she's gonna clown.
He's not
gonna be real bad.
He's gonna sit down with her for 5 seconds and be like, "I can't do this," like most 60-year-old men would.
That's true.
Thank you. You're gonna sit there and be like, you know what?
Too much.
No.
Too much drama.
No.
Yeah,
I'm 30-something. I sit down with 20-somethings and think I could never.
Yeah.
I cannot even keep a conversation with you. Whatever.
But it's crazy when it's the reverse.
Oh my God.
It's still weird.
You know how many women out here bragging about dealing with?
No, it's still weird.
How many 50
it's
dealing
still
with
weird.
20s?
No, I think cougar culture is weird.
This is weird and nasty.
But
it's
you know
weird
how many
nasty.
are doing it?
I think that's weird and nasty too.
I clown.
There's nothing.
But what's crazy? But what's crazy is they can go online and boast about it.
No.
And everybody's like, get it, girl. Yeah, girl,
50-year-old Samantha, there's nothing a 20-year-old man can do.
And everybody like this, yeah, girl. I see it every day.
Okay, but you're talking about other people. It's us three in here. We're telling you it's weird and nasty. I'm sure you can find other people that don't have a problem with what Graves is doing.
I can't wait to see
whatever. Let me tell you, hoeing across the whole US of A is gonna have consequences. Okay? So, yes, it's bad stewardship.
And
it's called single.
As a city councilor,
it's bad stewardship.
It's a bad idea. You should have been a pastor or something like that.
Nasty pastor.
How far did we get in? We got an hour in. We got an hour in this time before he got to.
We need to have a choir singing that part. Nasty pastor.
I'm sure AI can do it.
And I make some of these jokes because my grandfather was a pastor.
Oh,
that's terrible.
Man.
Until he was booted from being a pastor. But anyway.
Oh my God.
Booted.
Okay, so in that story too, Republicans finally woke up and put out a statement about all of these allegations, saying that the Democratic Party, y'all need to handle all this nastiness.
After voting to keep in all the people that was responsible for trying to cover it up.
Their president is a rapist.
Come on,
allegedly.
Allegedly.
Why we say allegedly on him though?
Huh? I didn't say Graves. I didn't say Graves was a sexual assault.
You didn't say allegedly.
I didn't say it was. Yes, I did.
No, you didn't.
I only criticized his poor judgment.
Yeah, it sounds good.
I only criticized his poor judgment.
He's not an alleged older man that apparently loves the younger.
Right. That's just a fact.
My mind's telling me no.
All right. Next one.
Stop.
Exactly. No, exactly. Yeah, exactly that.
Y'all shame on
No,
y'all.
exactly that. Who sings that song?
I'm not saying.
Exactly that. What's he in prison for?
The king of R&B.
What's he in prison for? Had a whole little camp for young women being trained to be his partner.
Sounds bad.
And we're not saying that about Graves. But,
no, I'm not.
But
no, we're not.
I'm saying, but you started singing R. Kelly.
It's not a good look.
Because I'm a R. Kelly fan.
Everybody was R.
Well,
Kelly
there
fan.
it is.
Everybody was R. Kelly
That
fan
explains it. Graves is his man, and he's a Kelly fan. There we go.
I'm a Kelly fan.
All right. Next one up before Greg gets himself in any more trouble.
Y'all mess.
$27 million of new spending.
Completely new spending.
But it's going to old shit. is the problem.
New money on old shit.
So I know what's the money going to. So the Mirror Indie put out an article saying that the council has $27 million of new money to spend.
So like $2 million of it was to satisfy the promises that the mayor made for funding the crime prevention.
Mm-hmm.
A bunch of it was going to actually plow our streets like most cities in America.
Like you're supposed to.
Actually, all cities in America that have snow plow their streets.
That's a fact.
I think the only thing that new was the urban forestry. There was a couple of tidbits in there was new, but most of it was simply old stuff, like stuff that
new money, old business.
I mean, it was most of it. You could have boiled it down to flushing the toilet after.
Maybe they're paying new people.
In the link, literally in the link for the article, it says road funding, snow removal.
Insane.
I mean, stuff that most other cities are doing better at than us.
Yikes. I always thought it was so crazy, y'all. I don't know if y'all remember seeing this or hearing this or not, but I definitely said something about it on social media that when Louisiana was going through their snow stuff, we sent plows down there. And I was like, it was a different part of Indiana, like Seymour or something, sent plows down there. And I'm like, send them to Indy.
but you know what? And when we posted the article, people were like, no, it's not the same thing. But these would have been the people that we would have hired as contractors to come to our roads, but we didn't.
Yeah.
No, they went to another state. They rather go help Louisiana than to help their fellow city.
We wasn't paying. That was
it
was like we don't care enough about our citizens to actually plow the snow.
Yikes.
27 mil.
Yikes. And so I don't know. I hear DPW is doing better now. We'll see this winter.
We will.
We will find out. Okay.
Are they talking about touching like more inside? Like
yes, they brought an actual policy.
Yeah, that's necessary.
Yeah.
But they weren't doing much of anything like that last snowstorm.
No, they didn't do nothing, y'all. I'm telling you. In my neighborhood, usually, like, we got our new lights first. We get potholes fixed regularly. We get like all that stuff, and they didn't even come play our street. I was like, dang. It's bad.
Real bad.
I mean, DPW should just put out a statement and say we on strike and we want more money to make us think that, because that's what it looked like.
That's a whole nother story.
It was
right
terrible.
There.
Yeah,
like
it was
DPW,
terrible.
Shout out to the people at DPW, but they get a raw deal.
Yeah,
they do.
Okay, next one up. WildStyle and the Challenger. WildStyle had a sit down. George Tornado.
I did 2 hours yesterday. I made a very.
Should have got it on camera.
Yeah, I didn't want to. I didn't want it to be performative because we talked very candidly.
You think it still wasn't performative?
Well, I mean, I'm sure some of it is.
Oh, okay.
I'm dealing with a trained politician.
Okay.
I'm not dumb. But it was we spoke very candidly, and we said stuff, and I said stuff that I probably wouldn't say on the podcast.
Oh, okay.
About people that we know.
Oh.
But anyway,
help us.
I made a very simple status, and it seems like people were just like, "Oh my god."
Because it did seem like you were defending him in that status. I'm not gonna hold you.
Well, I wasn't defending him, but I am saying, like, if we're gonna say he has AIPAC money and then point me to op-eds and point me to campaign finance records and all this stuff, and I can't find any of it, I'm gonna say, hey, we probably need to have a better strategy.
Yeah.
If we're supporters of Carson, we need to have a better strategy. And also with the AIPAC.
If it's a strategy, though.
It's definitely, because my inbox was full of rumors, innuendos, people I should go talk to that supposedly can carry the innuendos and the rumors to me. And I'm just like,
Lord.
I swear, like, it's like high school stuff. Here's my take on this.
Mm-hmm.
There are legitimate issues with Hornado.
Yes.
On a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
But also what he said about Carson and why he was running, and particularly some of the things that Carson hadn't handled very well, hadn't done very well, is nothing that I haven't said before
Yeah.
and that we haven't talked about.
Yeah. And I agree with that. I think none of this has been perfect. There's been plenty of times where I've been disappointed, where I wanted better leadership. And yes, however,
but there are legitimate issues with Hornado. Right now, AIPAC is, if they are going to support him, they are not supporting him now.
Mm-hmm.
I've looked. Everybody's tried to drop all sorts of information. Nothing checks out about it. It could happen, but here's the other thing: is that internationally, the conversation about Palestine and the mass murder going on over there has shifted to where I watched the clip of Piers Morgan grilling. I mean, just getting outrageous with this, the godmother of Israeli settlements.
Yeah.
And he gave that woman the business. I mean, he was extremely angry and upset and made himself very clear about that. I don't know that this is always going to be an issue.
Yeah.
I pray that it's not. I pray that
me too.
By the time that this comes up more in the primary and the election season, that these children are not getting butchered over in the Gaza Strip.
Yeah.
And if that changes, then Carson is going to have to also pivot, or at least I'm not going to say Carson, because I don't know if I have not talked to the Carson campaign, but the people supporting Carson and are worried about AIPAC, there's going to have to be a different conversation about what Carson can do for our community.
And I'm ready. And this is the thing. And I'm ready. I'm ready for that pivot, because there's a lot of things wrong. There's a lot of things wrong with this particular challenge. But one of the things I will say is, I've talked about before about the kind of candidate that we need. And I've talked about how we need somebody that's not only like a good person and wanting to do the right things, but also has the courage to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And
good luck.
Right. It's hard to find. It's hard to find. I'll tell you what else is hard to find though. Somebody that and y'all, I'm going to go into a conversation about gut. And y'all know that I like facts. But in politics, your intuition plays a really big role.
Mm-hmm.
It just does.
Sure.
And I can't explain it. It just does. And from the beginning, it was just not about the right. It was just a whole lot of questions about why this race, why this seat. And you can't tell me, oh, this is just where I live. You just moved back from DC. You could have chose to live anywhere. You could have chose to live anywhere. And there's a lot more harmful people that you could have ran against, that you could have actually won against. And when you look at his
Sparks being one.
I brought that up to WildStyle before we started. Sparks being one. That would have been a perfect one, actually. And he could have gotten rid of her. But and I'm gonna link his financials down below, because it's different. They submitted them electronically. So it's not just, if you go to the Fed site, it's not just at the regular spot.
I think it gets aggregated later. It just hadn't, because it was yesterday
right. It was fresh. So if you look at it now, I actually have the document, the little query thing. So it's like the actual document to the itemized list of all his donations. So you can see the people on there and stuff. Marianne Glick is on there. That was one that I thought was interesting. Matt Kochever, I thought was interesting. He was on there. But there's a whole bunch of East Coast folks, California folks, folks from all over the country.
As is
giving
with Carson.
Money.
As is with
but
Carson.
I mean, that's
so
that's normal for somebody in Congress though, because he has the seat.
Well, I mean,
you know what I mean?
But the other issue is that Hornado he worked in the Obama administration. He's worked in DC.
I'm not criticizing that he has out-of-state donors. I'm just saying, those same out-of-state donors would have supported a run against Sparks.
But my issue is that everybody ran with this graphic, like, to support Carson. And if Hornado comes back with a graphic, it's going to be upside down. And so I
don't think, but that's not hard to explain though for somebody who's in Congress and has been in Congress for a grip. Listen, all your
for
faves.
you it is, but for most people that don't understand, like that's gonna
for all
your
faves, you would be super disappointed at how much money, even AIPAC money. Some of them are getting. They be getting now. Listen, his Muslim ass, they ain't giving him nothing.
No, they not giving him nothing. But a hard time.
But there's a lot of Black people in Congress getting AIPAC money. Okay.
Has it gotten to a place where we just are so used to the Carson name that we don't want to rock the boat? Or
no, if there was a candidate I believed in, I would rock the boat.
Okay.
My biggest thing
without a doubt.
Yeah.
My questions with Hornado is mainly centered around AIPAC, and it could change at any moment.
It did change, you guys. Check WildStyle social media.
They could be sending him money now and
now.
setting up ads to attack Carson for him, and
he does have a $40,000 loan on there.
Yeah,
which is not uncommon for people to do loans and pay for their campaign. That is not uncommon.
Yeah,
but
you didn't.
But there are things. But that does speak to a level of confidence.
He has a high level of confidence. So I want to put all this out there. I'm not taking a side, and I also have qualms. I have concerns about his relationship with the Latino caucus. I think there may be some back and forth, but there's also some static where it's like he's saying one thing, but I have multiple people saying something else. Yeah. And that concerns me. And I know those other people much better. So I want to give out a shout out to the Latino.
The Latino Democrat Caucus is doing the dang thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if y'all follow them on Substack, but you should. We partner with them. IDAC partners with them because they are just so great. They're going to do a symposium at our IDEA conference this year too, next month down in French Lick. But they have literally stepped up to the plate for the Latino community in such a, terrible time in a way that a lot of our other communities we had just haven't seen and experienced. So shout out to the Latino Caucus and what they're doing. It's incredible. It's incredible work that they're doing. They just put out like a guide about like how to deal with ICE and what you have to do, don't have to do, whatever. Just all the things. Like it's been really great. Carla and Leslie and all of them over there are doing great, great, great work. There has been a lot of email exchanges. I thought about I may link them in the description so you guys can see some of it, because I think I share that stuff last time when he got denied van access.
You might have, and that's a whole.
But Carla sent out another email explaining Georgia's departure from
which they're not
the caucus, and
the caucus is the Latino caucus is not the one denying him access.
No.
So.
But during that scuffle, I get the sense. I feel comfortable saying this. You get the sense in reading the emails and reading their statements and stuff that they've sent out that they feel a bit like George is being selfish in a time where it's going to take all of them to really unify.
It's definitely that they made points about he hasn't helped.
Yep. He didn't even pay his dues.
Yeah.
$50.
He had his version of events there. I've heard other versions from other people.
In the email, they said they asked him multiple times and he's never said it. He's never said it straight. They asked for a meeting with him in December about his campaign. He never followed up about that.
It seemed clear to me that he at least blew them off one or two times to get to this point.
Yeah. So yeah, again, I'll link that stuff. I'll create a PDF link or something like that so you guys can see those emails and stuff too.
And I also want to say, like, I appreciate Carson's standing up and his activism around this, but I also around Gaza, the Palestine. Yeah. I appreciate that and I wholeheartedly support that.
Yeah.
And at the same time, I wish that we had gotten some sort of support in 2020.
That's a fact.
Versus what happened, which was Carson elevating the voices of some kids over that just formed a group after the riots in Indianapolis versus the group of black women who had been shot during the riots and had been on the streets for years doing this work and then setting up press opportunities with them and the mayor to go speak. This stuff, I mean, and I'm gonna say, like, it's on camera. I almost got ran over on camera, and that was just the one on camera. Like, I was almost killed. It was Saturday night. I didn't know if I was coming home. Chris Beatty was shot and killed minutes after I walked by the area. So some of this stuff, I understand a little bit of putting yourself in danger because Carson is in danger.
Mm-hmm.
I want to make that clear. He is in danger for the positions he has taken.
Mm-hmm.
But I also, it pained me to see how some of us were treated by him or the people in his apparatus. I don't know if it was intentional, but what happened, it wasn't cool. But I've continued to support him. I voted for him every time, and I support what he's doing now. But I do want him to be a better congressman.
Isn't that what we do? I mean, at the end of the day, I've said this more than I've wanted to, but we've made failing look like success, and we continuously still vote for people.
I wouldn't call it failing. I would call it's more so that we need a proactive approach, and he has been super either out of it or responsive instead of being proactive. No, because I think what we see failing is like our mayor's office.
Yeah, that's
complete and utter failure.
So if there's
I don't think he's just not there. I don't think he's ghostwriting the congressman's office.
But if there's no progress, what is it?
And that's my
progress, regress.
We need improvement, and I'm going to entertain anybody, especially when I'm looking up the information and I can't verify all the claims and rumors being made, and I need to go do my due diligence. I'm not ruling out Carson, and I'm not backing Hornado. I'm not backing anybody right now.
So many people I hear regularly that when it comes down to voting for him now, they just they don't vote. They're like, it is what it is.
That's what I'm saying. It's like
so now people have just given up hope because we've been loyal to that.
No, I think he's been a victim too. So he wasn't initially. It wasn't like the other people. He wasn't initially like this super politician. And I think people think that because he was Julia Carson's grandson or whatever, that he's like he was this super politician, and that's just not what it was. And I think too, in this evolution, we're seeing a time right now where the people are finally pressing for a different kind of leadership.
Yep. You're
either going to rise to that or you're going to lose your seats.
Sure.
And I think right now he's been kind of coasting, and now it's a time to like crap or get off the pot type thing. You're going to have to knock it up, take it up a notch. That coasting as a Democrat who just kind of supports things and stays out the way and, makes all the traditional votes you would expect them to make and, whatever. Like, it's time out for that stuff. We need proactive leadership that's jumping in there, even getting ahead of things, educating us on things that we don't know yet. Like, we're not even having to
because our city is in crisis.
Yeah. Yes.
I think
and
this would be
leadership.
easier to deal with if our city wasn't in crisis. But we're in crisis.
Yep.
You're the highest, one of the highest elected Democrats in the state, higher than our mayor.
Yep.
And so you should be making some of these decisions.
Only black one that represents us in D.C.
Yeah.
Only.
The only one.
That's
another reason why he ain't going nowhere in my book.
Sure.
You think I'm losing the one black elected official that I have representing us in D.C.? Not happening. Not doing it.
But we have high
nothing worse though than having us in position and we don't do nothing with it. That's old.
That's why I said
played out.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. We need proactive leadership.
Self-starters.
Yes, we need self-starters. We need you to be so ahead of the game that you telling us about stuff we done. Like I need that. We need that. We need that.
And the amount of mess in this party that has gone on around accusations of racism, which I wholeheartedly believe in our local Democratic Party and state party.
Man, we really bug on that one.
Carson also has a position. It may not be on paper, but he has power and capital to go help mediate this, or go fix these things, or go tell people to sit down and stop doing this to our people.
I almost like.
Did you say something about racism in the Democratic Party?
Y'all know there's racism in every
but
institution.
It's so sad that we omit so much of the truth about that party. We don't think about George Wallace standing on the steps of Alabama. We don't think about Bull Connor. We don't think about Robert Byrd and the fact that Obama eulogized him and he used to be a recruiter for the freaking Klan. It's like, it's so much stuff. It's so crazy how we look and say, the Republican Party, well, they switched. And that's not true. And we don't think.
Hold on. That's true.
It's not true.
They both switched a little bit.
It's not true.
Yeah.
Because we can go look. We could even go look and call Clinton a Dixiecrat. We absolutely could. We can talk about, we don't want to talk about mandatory minimums, and we don't want to talk about Joe Biden and the crime bill and all the things that had a grand impact on black people. And we look and say, those things came from the Democrats.
But the crime bill,
it's a fact.
Not a single Republican voted for the crime bill because it wasn't punitive enough, and it had money in there for treatment and diversion, and that's why they did not vote for it. It was they wanted more mass incarceration than the Democrats were willing to give them.
Okay, but you're acting like mass incarceration alone wasn't bad enough.
No, we've been saying the Democrats are lesser of two evils for a grip.
And they're both evil.
They're both evil. We've been talking about.
I don't know if it's the lesser. When I look at the damage,
it is the lesser. I think it is the lesser.
I don't know. I mean,
I think it is the lesser. I think you have way more. Evil. I think you have way more well-meaning people.
I mean, between Kamala and Trump, I felt they both were evil, but we can see who was more evil now.
Trump is exponentially more evil.
We can definitely see, like, oh well, because people told me, like, I'm not voting for the lesser of two evils. Now what? You think that difference in evil ain't making a difference?
I think if we break it down and we look at it holistically, I think we'd find something that we don't want to deal with, personally.
Something that we don't want to deal with?
We don't want to deal with. We don't want to deal with the fact that neither are good for us.
No, I don't know anybody black in politics who wouldn't say that.
Establishment black Democrats.
Well,
come on, man.
So, no,
come on.
I'm saying, of course they're going to do that. You can find that on the Republican side too.
Yeah,
you can find that on the Republican side too. There was a woman I spoke with when we were shooting that show. There was a woman I spoke with out of Chicago that my God, black woman with a makeup. She made her own "Make America Great Again" hat with letters and this was an intelligent woman who was sick of like talking about immigrants taking over their neighborhoods in Chicago and like all of the things, and she's like tearing stuff apart and blah blah like just. But so you can find those on both sides. I'm talking about well-educated people who are honest.
Yeah, they
well-educated people who are honest. We know
this
two-party system has not been serving us well.
And if there are, I think we got to get to a place of wanting people that care for people. It's not a side. It has to be on the side of people.
Yes, but it took us hundreds of years to get here, and it's gonna take us time to get out of here too. And as I'm saying, we got to start pushing. And what I'm saying is I would love for us to go after the most harmful first, because I feel like that makes sense in my mind.
I agree.
And I'm not saying don't go after these ones. I'm saying, but let's go after the most harmful first, and let's work down. Agreed. And so that's it. Some people, you may not have all the money or whatever you need, but some people are trying to make sure you don't eat.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed.
And that's what we get confronted with.
In jail.
Or you're eating in jail so that this private prison can get, you know what I mean, their coins. Like we have to consider those things. Okay. because we're already an hour and a half in. Real quick, we can talk about this real quick. Jesse actually put a proposal up, y'all, with the city council. We're back to city council. Jesse actually put a proposal up at the last council meeting to remove VOP and Alley. It actually went to a vote, y'all. And so we got to see where everybody stood.
And most of the Republicans stood with VOP.
Ain't that messed up?
But then when Graves gets in his mess, they come out, that the party releases this statement talking about like, huh?
So Krista voted for it.
Mm-hmm.
Jesse voted for it, obviously, and then there was one Republican, right? That voted
it was one
for
Republican.
Why can't I find that post now? I saved the picture. So, here it is. Here it is, right here. So it was Bain, Brown, Carlino, Hart voted yes.
Oh, okay. So it was two.
Yes, two Republicans.
Okay.
Hart did
Michael
too.
P.
And then everybody else voted no. What I heard afterwards, though, is that they had decided in the caucus that there was a what's it called when they decide to all vote the same way?
Collusion?
No.
Conspiracy? What? I'm trying.
No, it's a certain kind of vote. They take a something vote.
Rico?
I'm so over here. There's a certain kind of vote that they decide to take that it basically protects everybody that's a part of the caucus. So if the majority decides that they're going to vote no, then everybody has to go out there and vote no. So you don't know who individually did not agree with this decision.
It's insane work. It's nasty work.
That's caucus work.
It's nasty.
Sounds like Rico.
That's caucus work. And that's just a rumor. That's just something I've heard. I can't confirm it.
Conspiracy?
But I will say this. I know that there's some counselors that would like to see Allie and Vop gone, and they voted no. So
collusion?
I don't know.
How does that happen?
I don't
get it.
I think we talked about it last time. These caucuses and supermajorities are harmful. They're just for places for people to hide.
But again, it goes back to, this is personal. When we think about this, these are personal things. This is not about the citizens. This is personal. So if you look and all of a sudden these people are taking these votes and they're not thinking about what would my constituency say. Mm. These people are doing this stuff individually. And I think that at some point,
it's more complex than that.
But this party stuff, it's like the people are getting thrown away.
I agree.
That's trash.
We're definitely getting thrown away. But I will say this: when it comes to the caucus and stuff, I think they would argue that they're thinking more long term in the stuff that they're trying to get for their districts and stuff. Which what I'll give them is that it is much more. It is much more complex than just saying, listen, let me just, I would love for us to get to a place, though, where every counselor just goes up, what would my people want?
Would love
that.
Supposed to be.
It's supposed to be the job, but we know things are stickier and thicker than that. Like, we know.
Yeah, that's the problem.
I know. It's wrong, y'all. I ain't gonna argue. It's wrong. I tell my kids this, and I tell other people about this too. There's the way things should be, and there's the way things are.
Yep,
agreed.
And unfortunately, we should be functioning the way that things should be while navigating the way things are.
Yes.
And I think a lot of the disappointment that we end up experiencing, even from the people that we know, this counselor is a great person or whatever, they're trying to navigate the way things are in being a person who's trying to function how things should be. And that's, y'all, I can't explain to you how difficult that is. I know it seems very cut and dry, and it should be. It should be. But unfortunately, you're one of 25 in there, but you're one of, God, who knows how many that's upholding just such a harmful culture within our party, within the state, within politics as a whole. And so...
And I think the one of 25 community, that community appreciates that.
Yeah.
Because they're like, I know you're doing the job.
Yeah.
So I think that more need to get on board with that, because if we don't, man, this is the slippery slope that we're doing.
Y'all, it's a movement. Carlino left the caucus. It was after that vote, right? That they made the announcement. Yeah, so she left the caucus. I'm telling y'all now, and I tried to tell them when they booted out Jesse, this is the beginning of something, y'all.
I agree.
It's
it
unraveling.
is the beginning. Yes.
You've made these more. You've made all of them more powerful by pushing them out.
Leave the caucus.
When you're not beholding to that, and all of a sudden you are back to being beholding to your community,
Mm-hmm.
big difference.
Kill the power of the caucus and
Agreed.
build power. I'm telling y'all, kill the power of the caucus. It's a problem. It's a problem, and it's going to continue to cause problems. And you're only going to be safe with them for as long as they think they can use you.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as you are no longer usable to them,
You're out.
they are going to burn you in some way too.
Agreed.
Period. It is going to happen.
Agreed.
Okay, now we're at our rundown. Woo, we're at our rundown, y'all. Rundown. Okay, so first things up. Churches are still homophobic. Woo, big news.
Imagine that. I bet their music ministry sucks over there. Sure Baptist, what a foundation, whatever that was.
Oh
People had to go and protest off the disgusting things that this pastor said on camera. It was
and then doubled down when they gave a statement. He used I was like, oh
doubled
my God.
down, y'all. I'm tagging the story below. Please go read it. I'm so glad people went and protested. And I definitely want to say, they do not speak for all Christians. I know intelligent people. I don't have to say that, but I know a lot of our LGBTQ plus community has been hurt by church and people who claim to be church people. But let me tell you, this is not, we are taught to love people, not to judge them. I don't got a heaven or hell to put you in. So it does me no good to sit here and try to tell you what you can or can't do with your life. I'm called to love you, period.
And the concerned clergy.
Even if there is a 30-year gap in your relationship.
Oh, my goodness.
Okay. I think... And loving you in that situation would be leaving you alone.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyway, that's one. Next one up is the Canal Village. I heard there's great things being built.
I don't know if the article said that.
In my neighborhood, there's something called Canal Village, and it's supposed to be affordable housing built by BWI, Gary Hobbs. BWI. But there's been problems.
Have there been great things built by BWI?
Not to my knowledge.
Okay.
But anyway, what I do know is that there was been multiple articles about the developer not following through with what he said he was building, showing us one plans and then building something completely different, telling us that the homes are going to be rent to own, and then we find out that they can only be sold after 15 years and a separate mortgage.
I've heard that leading up to this, though, he was just like a stellar, perfect landlord, right?
Well, last year, or it might have been earlier this year, during one of our snowstorms, I noticed I finally got out and tried to use the bus stop and noticed that the seniors apartments that he has at 30th and Clifton, that the walkways have not been shoveled to the bus stop, and neither hit the parking lot. And I broke my snow shovel out there on camera with the news trying to shovel it.
He said, "You retired? Go out there shovel yourself."
Daggone.
And previous to that, I think Mirror India showed where the
how long has he had the place on Clifton?
2014, and he got taxpayer money.
When I went over there, somebody had broken in.
Taxpayer money and incentives to be a terrible landlord and a terrible
the car
developer.
ran into the front of the building.
And then somebody came in there after the car and ran into the building. Because they called me over there one time.
So when a car has hit the building twice, the first time it sat like that for 6 months without it being fixed.
Jesus.
And then when I went over there, I think he ended up coming because the door was not secure.
Well, yeah, because they didn't fix it for 6 months.
Yeah,
so
and somebody ended up coming in there
months.
and was stealing stuff out of there.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, because the door was never secure. But that's
insane.
And then Mirror Indy had an article last year where it was from right here, all the walls, the drywall had been cut out on the first floor because of water damage, so you could see the back of the drywall and people's apartments.
Oh my
and
God.
Stuff like that. So I'm sure it was noisy and loud. Also, he's part owner in the funeral home next to the seniors' apartments there. It's just been a lot, and then there's been a lot of tenant issues. I mean, for the last decade, the seniors that live at 30th and Clifton in his apartments have vented to me as I'm walking by,
Lord
getting on the bus, just talking to them about the issues. And then I would see the maintenance people out there every single day.
It's insane.
So there's issues, and let me say, like, I want affordable housing. I want a project to go through.
Yeah.
But we're gonna be very careful about being able to hold him accountable. It's been hard to hold him accountable, and so I'm on the fence about it. I've not gotten involved in it directly because I'm conflicted. You know, and I know for a fact that some of his other developments outside of my neighborhood have been used to block affordable housing in other neighborhoods because they're so mismanaged.
And but that's where long-term strategy and goals and stuff for the neighborhood comes into play, because you need somebody who's looking at all of this. So like, if we allow this development here, what does it stop from happening? You know, things like that, because these developers are always going to look out for their best interest. You can't trust them to figure out what best goes somewhere. That's just not going to work. So, but we have that article linked below so you guys can read more. If you're on the Northwest side, I suggest that you contact WildStyle and get more engaged and involved.
I was trying to step back from this, but it was some stuff that got told to me this week that I was like, oh, okay.
Another quick thing. Well, before I get to that one, I'm actually going to keep it local. I went to another SEC meeting. Democrats still suck. So there's an update from that. It's still bad, y'all. Still bad internally. Shocker. When it changes, I'll let y'all know, and then maybe that progress will make it to the outside to y'all. I don't know, sooner. But right now, internally, we're still a mess. Also, Blue Wave Weekend. So y'all,
Yay!
I've been Blue Wave Weekend. That's another local Democrat thing the Marion County Party is doing. I told them I would light my money on fire before I gave it to them. But I was intrigued by seeing that they had Fudge coming through for one of the dinners. Yeah. Marsha Fudge.
Oh.
I was like, what? I was shocked. And then as I started digging, I found out that she's affiliated with Taft. And I said, I know who's behind that.
Interesting.
I know who's behind that. So, interestingly enough, y'all, listen, I was super adamantly against it, and now I'm still against it. They're not getting my money, but I would have been intrigued by going to hear her speak. So just putting that out there.
When you get the details, it's like,
It's always when you get the details. Always when you get to details. Another local thing. Speaking of questionable Black activity, Ann Paris was on Cameron Riddle's show.
That he was.
That's the clip you guys saw as we opened up. The Black Expo is not a Black organization.
I've said this for a long time.
said it exactly, almost word for word. And I was just like, okay, I agree with Greg, but I'm like, well, that's awfully brash to like say it like that. And then Ant gets on the show and just says
it himself.
Says it exactly the way Greg has said it for years and tries to spin it into a positive thing. I'm like, well, why don't y'all give up the name?
Give up the name.
What gets me too
make it the All Lives Matter Expo and just
that's
be done with it.
Fact.
Oh.
And he did bring up that's why it's called Summer Celebration. Like you
the
literally
way
said that.
Yes. I was like, what?
He said it. He said it.
We're celebrating the city of Indianapolis and the state of Indiana. Okay.
I started making notes, y'all, and I couldn't even get through the full interview before I was like, I can't take any more of this.
I was so
when
bad.
They add Irish river dance into it next year. Where it's headed.
Irish river dance.
I want to read y'all my notes that I have up until that point. The first one is name dropping for clout out the gate. My next one says old names. My next one says on Earth AD. That's crazy because he's passed. Next one is Ursay doing it big was $1 million donation to Expo. Okay. Everything he does is intentional. Hold on, listen to this thing. Everything he does is intentional, but he brought Stephanie Mills here 30 times in a row.
And now she's suing him.
That was intentional.
Because he started bringing El DeBarge instead.
Of course, Expo is not a black organization. And then he said there's a method to choosing people to honor and for the music, right? So Cameron asked him, listen, Cameron asked him, what's the process? And I love Cameron because Cameron just believes everything that everybody says. And so he's never cynical about it. He's just like, oh, what's that process like? And like he's thinking, you're going to get like some kind of robust process. And it's like, basically like, nah, me and Alice, I'm like, hey, I think we should get this person. I think we should honor this person. They just decide. Yeah. Then he's like, well, what's your intuition with choosing people? Because there's been several times where like people just blew. Like, how do you know? He's like, man, there's been a couple times that people have died right after. And he was like, he brought up one. Who was it that
Richard Roundtree.
He brought up Richard Roundtree. He was like, yeah, man. He was like, Richard Roundtree, people don't know. I had to actually get him a doctor while he was here because he's in business.
Oh my God. I didn't see that part.
Shaft in Indiana.
Hold on. So this nigga is on his last leg and you like, perform, nigga, perform.
Shaft in Indiana. That's a new episode of Shaft.
Oh, y'all.
But nah.
After that, I couldn't watch anymore.
I just thought it was poor. I thought it was really, really bad. And I think that...
I'm disturbed.
I think that at some point... point, let's keep it a buck. It's like, again... We continue with the same type of people, the leadership, the selfishness, the self-promoting BS.
Yep.
And it's like, you sit there and you drop all these freaking names. Yep. And I'm just like, I'm not interested in that. Then let me say this, for anybody.
He thinks very highly of himself.
So if anybody, and I'm going to say this in front of my guy, Jay, if anybody calls that an anointing, shame on you.
Bull, he said it was an anointing. He did. He said, he said you have.
Yeah, he said he was told by said pastors, which one has to be Bryant's, that he has an anointing. And I'm like, if Expo is the anointing you hanging your hat on, know this, you don't have an anointing because it's tanking. Kind of anointing is that? My anointing is going down the drain.
What's funny is, have y'all seen the picture of old dude's face when he's like, and it's a picture of Jesus. He's like,
yeah, that's exactly.
Like, I wish somebody would have put that on there. Like,
it's like, how is that your anointing?
Don't blame me for that.
I know Jesus was looking at the interview like, oh, don't put me in that.
Don't put me in
nothing to do with
this.
Don't put me in the black expo that's not black.
I don't want no parts of this talking about this is your anointing. I cannot.
Irish river dancing next year.
Take the BL off of Black Expo and put a WH.
Ooh.
It's no longer black. Whack. It's just whack.
Whack. I had to do it. I put it together in my head. Like, wait a minute. That's whack.
It's a bird. Whack. It's a plan. It's Letterman.
Man.
I'm getting lightheaded over here.
I'm sorry. I had to have one for the show.
So one in national news. So y'all remember Trump got rid of the USAID, and obviously they had a lot of food and things that they were supposed to give away to all of these, starving children throughout the world. And guess what we're going to do with it?
Burn it up.
We're going to incinerate it because we rather burn it than give it away to people who actually need it.
Boy, that sounds a lot like the Nazi Party.
Woo!
Man.
If I ever heard it.
I don't know if I ever heard of the Nazis just burning. Like, they would have found something to do with books, but not food. They would have found somewhere to. They
would have fed the blonde hair, blue-eyed people, I guess. I don't know.
Trump was like, nah, them blonde hair, blue-eyed kids can starve too.
He said our kids here can starve too. Can't even give it away. Can't do nothing.
That's ultra Nazi. Wow,
cool. Updates and info. So this is something new I'm trying out. I'm gonna give y'all a rundown just of a few things that we know is going on, especially like in the Black community.
I like this.
WNBA Expo weekend this weekend, of course. Obviously, I think the WNBA is going to outshine Expo, but it may help drive up their numbers.
It's just Expo. There is not. It's not shortened. That's not Expo is not short for anything. It's just Expo weekend.
It's just Expo. That's a fact.
I think that the city is over it.
Yeah,
but
that's so too.
I don't think you would even look
Because
and have the WNBA All-Star Weekend.
Because
they were just being respectful.
They were
trying to include them in
I
there.
agree.
Everybody knows that
it's over.
Expo, is done, and it's not a black organization.
And I would say this before
you need
finish
innovation
this list.
and creativity.
Can I say this one thing before you end the list? For all of the people who used to attend the free concert, for them to say that they ended the free concert because of violence,
there's never been
an incident.
No.
One time at the free concert that had violence involved in it. So that was BS. Nonetheless, let's keep it moving.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Expo's a lot of black Republicans.
You think I didn't know?
I'm just saying, as a black Republican, I think you should get your people.
Hold on.
Accountability.
Accountability.
Hold on. Let's say this really quickly. I said that 15 years ago.
When you were still a Democrat?
Yeah. Facts. I said all of them. On the tape.
Oh.
And several of them have pled guilty to federal charges.
Let's keep it going.
I didn't realize I put this in here. This was not supposed to be in here.
Which one?
The Indianapolis pit count. That was going to be in our rundown.
Oh, well, let's talk about it. That's an update.
Yeah. Well,
it took the city of Indianapolis almost 7 months to release it, but the pit count is a point-in-time count that they do towards the end of January to count how many homeless people they can find. That doesn't mean you're couch surfing. It's just the people that are in shelters or they out on the streets. And congratulations, Indianapolis, because we went up over 100.
Cool.
We went up to, 815?
What? No, Marion County.
18, yeah.
1815.
1815.
Yeah, Marion County residents were experiencing homelessness on January 22nd, 2025. It's 1,815.
Yep, 1,815. And if you look on there about the black count, those are all black people, all 100.
Oh, God. So
all 100 are black people.
Jesus. 1,008 black residents experiencing homelessness compared to 899 in 2024. So
the increase is all black people.
The increase is all black people. Wow. I'm gonna share this with you all too.
Just black men.
Oh, it's high.
I'm downtown. We're number one in the nation.
Yeah.
I'm downtown all the time.
Has
and
to be high because I see
young black men and old black men at Luger Plaza.
Yep.
Yeah,
shoot. Okay. Another update. Black Joy Fest had to be postponed to September 13th.
September 13th because of the weather.
Because of the weather. Garden Party also had to be postponed because of the weather to September 30th. City County Councilor Jesse Brown will host a town hall about the alleys from 6:30 to 8 p.m. Oh, July 17th. That's today. Tragic.
Yep. Okay. Well, that's not going to work.
So that'll be too late for y'all. Dang, I'm sorry. But maybe we'll follow up. After that, the CRDC Town Hall is July 30th at P30. That is our Far East Side CRDC meeting. We'll have our police chief here, our prosecutor here. We'll have Toby Miller here from Marion County Health Department, and he's also with CRT. But you guys should come out, ask your questions. We're hosting, the Far East Side Community Council is hosting here at P30 in the banquet hall. So please come.
Black man in Indiana, baby.
In Indianapolis.
Yeah.
But I love Toby. But come out, y'all. Come out, ask your questions. I got your back. Ask all the tough ones. We here. Next is the Far East Side Community Council meeting is this Tuesday, Taco Tuesday, July 22nd. We start serving tacos at 5:30. We are having our meeting by 6:30. Okay. And we are done by 7:30? We're efficient, y'all. We're efficient. So come eat. Dinner's on us. Do that. Also, the Far East Side Festival is next week, July 26th. The council is hosting a basketball tournament. I think we have all the slots filled. If not, you can reach out to Sharday Hoskins for more if you want to have a group involved. There's a $1,000 cash prize for that, FYI. So I think, do y'all have any updates? Anything y'all know that's going on?
Plenty, but
okay.
We'll have to wait.
Okay. Well, that's it. That's the episode for today. Thank you so much for watching, for being with us, for sharing. Y'all are so great. We finally got some hate comments the last episode due to Greg. And so, that means we made it, y'all. We start getting hate comments. We made it. But make sure you like, share, subscribe, comment. We are on the audio podcast platforms now. We're on Apple Podcasts. We're on Spotify. So make sure that you check us out there. Follow us there. I'm watching those downloads, but as we continue to grow, listen, for all of my white friends too, y'all share this with some of y'all Black friends, okay? Because we absolutely adore y'all. We love that y'all are here watching and following. We appreciate y'all. At the same time, we also want to engage our Black community more. And there's more things to come on that too. We'll be doing things as well. But yeah, share this with some of your Black friends and all of our Black followers. Share this with all your friends and family and quit playing. Show us love. Share us on social media. Why is all our white followers sharing us and our Black ones ain't? Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all.
Welcome to now.
We love and support y'all. I be showing up for all of y'all. You can show up for us too, because this is only
with between the three of us, we show up for a lot of people.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Yeah.
So show us the love back. Other than that, obviously, this episode is going to end with ways that you can connect with all of us. And until we see y'all next time, peace.
Know how it is.